Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the SmackDown report for the 4th of June, 2021. Again, this is an abysmal show as it relates to being on network television. It's quite frustrating, and although there are some good segments, the same people over and over in shows that really don't matter in the long run is just really sad. There are good segments upon occasion, but there's also wasted talent and repetitiveness that is frustrating as all get out in the long run. Anyway, and the teaser for next week doesn't enthrall me either. Anyhow, we open with a Roman Reigns segment because we need talking on every show to open the show. Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman head to the ring. They start SmackDown. Cole and McCaffrey discuss Reigns' feelings about the Usos getting a title shot. Reigns poses at the top of the stage. Pyro goes off, walks to the ring, poses again. Pyro goes off again. They pipe in chants that are negative towards Roman, and we've wasted a bunch of minutes. Roman admitted that after last week he wasn't happy. Speaks to his advisor and changed his opinions about the Usos title shot. Reigns noted that he's the centerpiece and let the match happen. He's a giving person. Reigns warns Jimmy Uso, since he wanted the title shot, that they better win. Reigns then demands the Usos come to the ring. Usos come out. Jay embraced Reigns and acknowledged him as the tribal chief. Reigns turns to Jimmy, told him it's his turn to acknowledge him. Jimmy pointed out that he already did that at Hell in a Cell last October. Jimmy promised to win the tag team titles tonight. Reigns warns Jimmy again that he better win. He notes the whole family is watching. Reigns told Jimmy to get a job done and bring him the tag team titles. They promise to win the titles for the 7th time. Then we go to the tag team title match. Rey and Dominic Mysterio defeat the Usos in 14 and a half minutes to defeat the to defend the title successfully. Jimmy has an early advantage. Dominic hits a dropkick and an arm drag combination. Dominic then gave Rey a powerbomb onto Jimmy for near fall. Jay tags in. Usos briefly take over. Roman Reigns is watching the match in the back. Jimmy hits a blind tag. Usos hang Rey upside down and regain control. Jimmy slows the pace down into a chinlock. Rey briefly fights back, but Jimmy hits an enziguri for near fall. Heels isolate Rey on their side of the ring and cut him off from Dominic. Jay then makes a blind tag, but Rey knocked him off the apron. Rey then hits and sends Jimmy to the floor. In a cool spot, Rey attempts a sliding splash under the bottom rope. Jay then catches him in a Samoan drop and then drops him onto the announce table. Back from the break, Usos are in control and continue to beat down Rey. Jay slowed down the pace with another chinlock. Rey fights back and gives Jay a drop toe hold into the turnbuckle. Jay then prevents Rey from making a tag and drops him into the corner. Rey avoids Jay and kicks Jimmy in the face at the same time. Dominic gets tagged and runs wild. Dominic hits Tornado DDT off the ropes for near fall. Dominic climbs the top rope. Jimmy cuts him off. Dominic fights off with the Usos. Rey wasn't happy with being in the corner. Usos then give Dominic a pop-up Samoan drop for another near fall. Usos go after Dominic, but he avoids him, sends him to the floor. Rey takes off and takes Jay out with a senton off the apron. Jimmy rocks Rey with a super kick. Finish comes when Jimmy hits Dominic with a super kick. Jimmy attempts a splash off the top, but Dominic gets his feet up. Dominic then rolls Jimmy up for the win. Jimmy actually gets his shoulder up. Referee didn't see it, and then slows down several slow-motion replays. Jimmy then gets his shoulder up, and they argue with the referee after the match. In the back, Roman Reigns is disappointed. His cousin's loss. He ordered Heyman to bring up the Usos to him. And then back from the break, Jimmy is there, tries to explain that he got his shoulder up. He claimed that they were cheated. Reigns screamed at him. that he doesn't care. He mocks him and makes fun of him for losing to a child. Reigns then notes the night isn't over. He ordered the Usos to get Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville. He tells them another title match to make things right, and Reigns calls Jimmy Jay, and Jay tried to correct him, but Reigns noted it didn't matter. Ouch. Ugly segment. I mean, the match was fine, but this whole battle with the brothers and making Dominic look like a child, well, I'm not a fan of that at all. Seth Rollins interview. Kayla Braxton asked Rollins about the attack on Cesaro a couple of weeks back. Recaps Rollins talking about Cesaro. Braxton notes that Cesaro has been in the situation before, usually makes a comeback. Rollins noted he doesn't have to answer her questions or give her valuable time. Braxton points out that Cesaro never gives up or backs down. Rollins then takes off his mic and throws it at her. Chad Gable approaches the Street Profits. He finds some flaws in their recent matches and noted he could help them. They laughed and turned the offer down, obviously. Then Usos approach Pearce and Sonya Deville in the office. Pearce admits that the referee makes a mistake. Deville then promised to decide what to do by the end of the night. Carmella defeats Liv Morgan in 2.5 minutes. Match is fine, but it's a complete waste of time. There's no reason to have matches this short, and if you don't have faith in a talent to go longer, then they shouldn't be on a national television product. Carmella brags that she's the most beautiful woman in WWE. She says nobody takes their eyes off of her when she gets in the ring. She poses. Liv Morgan said Carmella is a 7 at best. She promises to defeat her and give her a makeover. Carmella gets in Morgan's face to start the match. Morgan takes over and sends Carmella into a barricade. Carmella slows down the pace of the match, which, why are you going slow? Anyway, Carmella recovers and locks on the Code of Silence for the win. Carmella orders the ring announcer to call her the most beautiful woman in WWE, and nobody cared. In the back, Ray and Dominic are heading for the door. Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville stop them. They rewatched the footage and decided the Usos deserve another shot tonight. They agree to defend a second time. Colin McCaffrey reviews the pin and notes that Jimmy clearly got his shoulder up. Mysterios versus Usos rematch is official for later tonight because we don't have the ability to write compelling television that uses more than just a few talents week by week. Anyway, Bianca Belair notes that since winning the title from Sasha Banks, Bayley has been upset with her. She pointed that Bayley hasn't done anything but laugh at her. Belair doesn't know what's so funny. She notes that the laugh is starting to get to her, which is funny. Belair then talks about people trying to put her down, telling her she shows off too much, and says she's mannish because of her muscles. Nobody laughed in her face like Bayley, and then Belair challenges Bayley to a rematch, Hell in a Cell. Belair calls out Bayley, but she makes her wait. Suddenly, Bayley's laugh can be heard around the arena. Bayley appears on the big screen. She notes the world doesn't revolve around Belair. Bayley pointed out that she's not in the arena. Bayley is sitting in a room filled with her pictures. Bayley accepted Belair's challenge and promised that she wouldn't be the only one laughing. Bayley then starts to laugh uncontrollably. And then Bayley just keeps going. Anyway, Otis approaches the Street Profits in the back. He says he's mad that they were rude to Chad Gable earlier. They make fun of Otis and note that Gable isn't doing anything for him. They told him to get his money back. Otis snaps and attacks them both, and absolutely nobody cared. King Corbin defeats Shinsuke Nakamura with Rick Boggs, 153. So I thought they were pushing this whole Boggs character, but it doesn't happen. They recap King Corbin in the last little while. Boggs comes out to introduce and play Nakamura to the ring. Corbin backs Nakamura into the corner, beats him down. Nakamura fights back and rocks Corbin with a knee in the corner for near fall. Corbin briefly fights back. Nakamura goes for an armbar. Corbin then takes out Boggs with a clothesline on the floor. Nakamura regains control, but Corbin pinned him out of nowhere. Post-match, Corbin takes his crown back, but Boggs prevented him from leaving. Nakamura attacks Corbin and takes the crown back. They recap Apollo Crews versus Kevin Owens from last week, highlighted Commander Aziz attacking Owens and getting banned from the match. Owens is on his way to the ring and Aziz jumps him and attacks him, beats him down. Apollo Crews defeats Kevin Owens in 11:57 to retain the title. And again, no one really cares. Owens is flat in his character right now. Match is fine, I guess. Apollo Crews is standing in the ring, big smile on his face. He laughs at Aziz attacking his opponent. Crews jumps Owens at the bell, beats him down, slows the pace down, focuses on the injured ribs of Owens. Owens fights back, hits a senton, pops up powerbomb, but ribs give out. Owens then attempts a dive, but couldn't because of his ribs. Crews takes over ringside and then hits a back suplex to the floor. Back from the break, Crews is in control and then continued to target the injured ribs. Follows up with German suplex for near fall. Crews attempts a second German suplex, but Owens reversed and hit a German suplex. Crews then goes for superplex, but Owens knocks him off. Owens tries a swanton bomb. Crews gets his knees up. Crews hits German suplex and starts the moonsault for near fall. Crews misses frog splash, and Owens hits a couple of super kicks. Owens then hits a pop-up power bomb for another near fall. Too many moves. Owens then struggles to climb to the top rope. Crews rolls off the apron to avoid Owens. Crews then gives Owens Death Valley Driver on the apron for the win. Post-match, Crews celebrates with Aziz. Zayn runs out and attacks Owens. He then hits the Luva kick, yell at Karma, getting Owens. In the back, Street Profits discuss the problems with Chad Gable and Otis and tonight and challenge them to a match next week. The tag team title rematch is here. Dave runs about 8.25 minutes. Opener is, I don't know, Cole notes that it doesn't happen often, but the Usos get a rematch on the same night. Jimmy and Dominic start the match as they did in the first match. Jimmy attempts several pinfall attempts. Jay then catches Dominic with a back suplex into a neck breaker. Dominic rolls to the floor. Jay hits a suicide dive back from the break. Usos are firmly in control, continue to beat down Dominic, and they isolate Dominic and cut him off from the corner. Ray then gets a hot tag and goes nuts. Ray knocks Jay off the apron and hits a springboard crossbody on Jimmy from near fall. Ray then sends Jimmy to the floor with a Rana. Ray then sends Jimmy to the floor and Jay, and they hit the sliding splash under the bottom rope. Ray avoids Jay and sends him into the post. Ray then hits 619 on Jimmy and tags in Dominic. Dominic climbs the ropes, frog splash. Reigns comes in and hits Dominic with a Superman punch for disqualification. Reigns yells at the Usos, and then they beat down Ray and Dominic. Reigns grabs the steps and smashes Dominic in the face, turns his attention to Ray, hits him with the steps as well. Reigns tosses Ray over the barricade and throws Dominic back in the ring. They continue to beat him down. Jay has had enough and tells Reigns to let Dominic go. Jimmy yells at Reigns to leave Dominic alone. Jimmy jumps out of the ring and asks Jay to come back. Jay was about to leave when Reigns stopped him. Jay then stood in the ring, not knowing what to do. Reigns then continues to attack Dominic and SmackDown, and that is that. Flat show, honestly, but people have learned to settle for this type of junk on a national TV network, and I don't understand it, but it is what it is. Anyway, we'll be back with more right after this.